Hello, welcome back to another Fowler channel. I'm Jacob from Jacobishere, and today we're going to be talking about Sims 4 Cottage Living. If you're new here, I do a lot of different Sims content and stuff. I also have a few other channels. They'll be linked down below in case you're curious about other things I do. For Cottage Living in particular, there's going to be a lot of links down below. I'm also going to throw them up in the card. If I remember, I'll at least throw the playlist up in the card since it's a little bit easier to do now on YouTube. I'm not doing any overviews, except for a world overview. So that's going to be the first thing actually I think I filmed, and then we'll jump over and doing some stuff over on Twitch. My Twitch is going to be linked down below. It's a little too late for that. Eventually the VOD will be up in a few months, but you never know. And it'll be linked as soon as it is up, so if you're watching this in the future, I'm sure it's down there, so you can check out my direct overview. There's plenty of creators who are doing overviews, so I just much prefer to do a cast video, creating all the creasim, like creating all the characters for our Let's Play, and then also the build that our Let's Play will be taking in. I much prefer to do that type of stuff than going through and doing the like normal overviews. It's a lot easier for me to do and edit and everything, except for the world overview, because I do like showcasing the world its own video. And so yeah, so that's gonna be something a little bit extra you guys get. Normally, if there's a world overview, we'll do it. All right, let's talk about Sims 4 Cottage Living. Raise or befriend animals. Chickens and cows can provide Sims with eggs and milk. Llamas provide wool for craft. Just don't get spit on. Wild birds share their sweet songs. Rabbits will freely roam, but keep an eye out for mischievous foxes. Live off the land, where the Sims grow their own produce, forage in the wild, or visit the village market. Fresh is best. Up for the challenge? Try growing oversized crops to enter the competition at the Fenwick Fair. Embrace the countryside. Henford on Begley, nestled in the countryside where everyone knows everyone. Pack for a lovely picnic or lose yourself on a cross-stitch session. Get to know the locals in the Gnome Arms pub and learn about the town from your neighbors. Enjoy the simple living. Benefit from higher quality food while using the new Simple Living Lot Challenge. This new Lot Challenge will require your Sims to cook with fresh ingredients for each meal. Will your Sims be up for the challenge? We will see. Alright, whatever video you clicked on, we'll jump into that now. Welcome to the build portion of the video, or actually the build video you clicked on. I decided to do a speed build. I made this cute little cottage up in the hills of Benford on Bengley. Is that what it's called? Henford on Bengley? I think that's what it's called. For our brand new Let's Play, I knew that we were going to be living off the land. I also knew that we would probably do this more eco style as well. So there's a big, huge lake, pondish lake moat thing around it, which I really like, and I think it's really cute. It takes a minute to come together, but once I do, I had a very hard time, I'm not going to lie to you, figuring out how to do this. Because, I don't know, I saw everybody else building these, like, gigantic farms that are gorgeous, and I highly recommend you go check some of them out, for sure. And I was just like, I just want something kind of small. It's just going to be me and my sim, and we're just going to enjoy life together. But I wanted to use everything I possibly can, so it only has the Sims 4 in College Lifestyle, a College Living in it. I'm pretty sure. I want to say I'm confident on the answer, but I'm also not so confident. But I'm pretty sure that it only has those two things. It is up on the gallery in case you want to go download it yourself. I think it turned out really, really cute. It is a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. There's a bathroom downstairs and a bathroom upstairs, mostly because like we have guests and stuff over. It is very small. I actually made it so much more smaller than what it probably needed to be. And by the end, I was like, oh, maybe I made it too small. But I really like the big, huge like river thing that is around it. I also like how the water will travel with it. That made it a little bit easier to do the big river thing that I did. It did take a long time, but I put a lot of rocks and stuff around, which we'll get to. But I just really like how the water looks. You can wade in it as well. I don't think it's deep enough to go into, but you can definitely wade in it. I think I might make some spots a little bit deeper than others. Also, something else I learned is that for fishing, you have to collect your own fish. And then the fish that you have to throw into your pond. I thought, because you can put down fish, that the fish that you would put down, which you'll see me putting down here in a second, are the fish that would be the ones you would like have to catch and stuff. That's not the case. So that was very interesting to me as well. I also put down a ton of fireflies around the lot, as I think it's just really, really pretty and really, really cute. There are no trees on this lot. I think this is like one of the first lots I've ever built where there is 0 trees. There's a lot of landscaping and stuff because like there's like a lake, you know what I mean? And we also have a garden and that type of thing. The garden is not cropped or anything, as I wanted to do that myself while playing the game. I'd also like to mention that the version you guys are going to see me playing with in the game is very different from the version you guys are seeing here, and that's only because this is just, like I said, College Living in The Sims 4, whereas I had to update my game for a much more every pack kind of gameplay style, and that's only because certain packs, are like needed. Also, I really wanted to use laundry day and that type of thing as well, and so I found that to be very important to me. The story does follow that Phoenix moved out here on a whim because of reasons that you'll find out in the first part with her story. This isn't a really story-based Let's Play. I'm more excited just to go farming, but I wanted to use a character who was very fresh to the world, just like us, who doesn't really know the people and who doesn't really know anybody, and hopefully that we would find some love and, you know, some other stuff I'm very, very excited about. So yeah, I did give us a hen hoop, or a chicken coop, and a barn to put an animal of your choice, if that's a cow or a llama. I personally, in the series, as you guys will see, chose a cow, but that's because I'm going to try living off the land, which means you have to get your own milk and things and your own eggs. I really wanted a llama, as I just love the fact that we can own a llama in the game, but it just didn't happen here, which I think is perfectly fine, you know? That means we can always explore and expand, as I would love to have a really huge farm by the end of the series. So far, that's obviously not happening, but we're also just beginning the series. But I think that'd be much more fun when she actually has, like, kids and stuff, which I do think is the plan at some point. Also, very interestingly enough, these rows of beds that you guys see me do here, I've done this in the past before, where I just put dirt on the ground, and then you would make your own kind of one. This one, obviously, is made from the actual, the expansion pack. They're these in the expansion pack. And they plant them, like, automatically, which is really cool. It's really cool how it was done and stuff. I also really love the pattern. There is a walkway to everything. So you're going to see another walkway off here into the corner as well, because I wanted a picnic table. And then there are rocks covering the, I think it turned out really cute. I don't know about you, but I was really, really impressed. This is on a secret hideaway lot. It's not secret. You can guys go visit to it, but they do kind of make it seem like it's a big secret. And I don't know, I really enjoyed. I also enjoyed the dirt on the pathway. I think it looked really, really nice. And I think the rocks surrounding it also just made it look very neat and things. So I was really, really big fan. And there's like flowers and stuff, as you'll see as well. Now on the inside, when we get there, you're going to see me also start to like really branch out and use some of the objects that do come with the game. For instance, this picnic table is a Sims 4, even though I really wanted to use, I think it was Tiniest picnic table, but I held back just for the simple fact I know that I need more just like one pack builds, and so I was like, this is a perfect opportunity since I'm showcasing the items. The whole point of this build is to showcase the items and to play as many as possible, and I think I did a good job. The hay over here, by the way, are seats, so your Sim might want to go sit on those. I don't know what the best way is to fix that. Not really sure. Then I also put a picnic basket, because of course we had to have a picnic basket. If we didn't have a picnic basket, what was the point? And I just, once again, adored how it came out. Just very, very much. I just think it looks, I really like how it looks. I'm a really big fan. I really like the ending portion of it as well, which is the part that I didn't record, because obviously that's not the speed build you guys would be downloading, and so I didn't want to record that one. Do you let me know if you want me to post the actual build that I'm using in the game? You can let me know in the part, when the first part comes out, or even in this thing right now. That's fine. For the build by objects themselves, since I do kind of want to talk about them a little bit here, I was both ecstatic and also disappointed. It was a mixed bag for me. Just like with my cast video, I do have the build and buy video overview. It's not edited. I won't edit them, of course, so it's a little messy, of course. But it would go up on my VOD channel if you guys do want me to make that public to the world. I did record it thinking that was the thing I was going to do, but I decided I wanted to do a build instead. I also really like the vines. I think the vines turned out really nicely, and I think it looks really cool. And it's not in any place where it's like really obscure, so I think that also helps out a lot. The upstairs particularly, I had a lot of problems with, and I kind of wish I would figure out maybe a better way to do it. I think the way I ended up doing it is perfectly fine, but it did take me a very long minute. So the actual build items themselves inside the game, they were fine. I really like the fact that we can go picnicking. I'm curious to see what canning looks like, and you know, obviously the animals and stuff is really cool, but obviously you knew if you were gonna get the animals. That wasn't like a big shocker to anybody, because like animals, that's like the big point of the expansion. So, like, if that's what you're getting the game for, you're already getting the game for it. You know what I mean? And so, I had a hard time, like, really justifying it, because I don't think there's anything in here. I like some of the windows. The bed's fine. It's like really fits the aesthetic I was going for. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I would be very curious what you guys think in the comments down below for the build and buy objects. I would also not really watch anybody else build with them, so maybe it's really cool. I'm sure you can build amazing farms with this, but I also feel like this is a build objects that you kind of need other stuff. I don't think if you just had The Sims 4 and Cottage living, I don't think you would have a great experience. I think you would need something more, personally, in my opinion. Now, I don't know about gameplay-wise. You might be completely satisfied there, but ultimately, I don't think it's going to be worth your time if you don't have a little bit more. Unless this is exactly what you want and you're super duper impressed with everything in the pack and stuff. Because I also wasn't super duper impressed with a lot of the clothing items either. I was really disappointed with a lot of it. So I think ultimately it just came down to disappointing on a lot of different fronts, which is, sad. But overall, I really enjoyed the way the build came out, and I think seeing it in a build is a lot better than initial reaction sometimes, especially for things like this, where seeing it in a build can be like, you're seeing these objects being used. I try to use about everything. I don't think I got to use everything because the house is so small, but I try to use as many things as humanly possible. We have lots, we have the new kitchen stuff, which the kitchen's weird. I'm not going to lie to you. It just had a hard time figuring out where the bathroom's going to go. And when I figured that out, I was like, okay, so this really took up a lot of space. The bathroom did downstairs. And so ultimately, like I said, I felt kind of bad about making it smaller when I should have probably kept it the size it was before. And we could have got away with a lot more. Because personally, I really wanted her to make her own candles and that type of thing. Go the full 9 yards. Since I've never done that before in The Sims, where I just make everything from scratch. And I think by this point in the game, you can basically make everything from scratch. Through the handiness skill and through other skills we got through other expansion packs. I'm pretty sure you can live off the land and be fine and build your own house and stuff and furnish that house to the best of your ability. Obviously use the off the land stuff as well. And I think it would be okay, if I'm going to be honest with you. And so I kind of wanted to try to do that here, and the house was just too small. So, which is fine. There's no problems with that. That's obviously not something we're going to experience in this particular speed build. I would say the biggest complaint I have is how small the kitchen is. Also, the kitchen stuff, I didn't really think was necessary. I think we could have got new objects for the kitchen, such as we got a crock pot and this egg holder thing, but I don't think it holds eggs, and I also don't think the crock pot is necessary. And I'd like those items to be a little bit more functional in the game, and I think that can easily be done with adding in some, taking away some of the countertops and the new stuff, because we already have so many things that really do fit this vibe that I just didn't find it important enough or necessary enough to really make it stand out to me personally. So yeah, I also didn't get to use any of the new fireplaces. The fireplaces are gorgeous. Highly recommend you guys check them out. They're so beautiful. I also obviously used a taller table because that's my personal favorite. There was no new desk, but we do have this really cool retro laptop thing or computer, which is a computer, but it's also a a typewriter. That's the word I was looking for. And so we also use that. And then I think that's everything. Is that everything? Or also I was maybe the teapot would work, because I think that'd be really cool. The teapot doesn't work. There's a lot of objects here to do things with, and so I'm not saying it's without the content, but it's still I don't know. I think it could have been better. I was really excited when going through all of these objects, expecting to be able to play with a lot of them, and it just really did come up a little bit short for me. So I'd be curious to know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. I think personally I'd give it maybe an A- to a B+ for the build my objects. That really means the gameplay really has to sell me, or I'd be moderately recommending this to you if you really want it. That's kind of where I'm at so far, but I've also not yet to really get to play with the gameplay. But guys, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please make some thumbs up. Don't comment down below. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another beautiful video. Tomorrow, we'll have a world overview out, and then we'll also have the first part of the brand new series. Alright, thank you for watching. Goodbye.